So first we'll go with a Java introduction. So what are the basic things we need to know? Okay. So see here, this is a small intro for Java. Okay. So what is Java? So what are the things we are going to learn in this? So actually, the content we are going to learn is what is Java programming, what is Java fundamentals, and what is Java control statements. Okay, and Java array, classes and objects, important topics of hook concepts, and Java exception handling and additional topics. So first, what is Java J2SE programming and coding skills? So this is, after 27 years of existence, Java is still doing well. So that's what they are trying to say. And here you can see, after for a long time to come, as over 90 percentage of Fortune 500 companies still rely on Java. And see here, first, whatever the interview you go, okay. So whatever the interview you go, so what they will ask is, the first thing is, what is JVM and what is the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM. Okay, so here, first thing is, we mentioned about JVM. What is JVM? So JVM is nothing but Java Virtual Machine. So what it does, what does it mean by that? So it's actually in a abstract machine that enables your computer to run a Java program. If you want to run your Java programs, we need this JVM. So see here, the first thing is we are creating some files in Eclipse or whatever the editor. So I'm just creating that Java program, and what I'm doing is I'm going to compile it. So you have to use it like this. Okay, after the compilation, it will become a Java bytecode. In the bytecode only, it will convert into a machine code, so that you will get a output. So what is JVM? It will convert from Java bytecode to a machine code. That is the main purpose. So I'll tell you once while we are coding what is that. Okay, and what is JRE? What is JRE? So JRE is a Java runtime environment. Okay, is actually a software package. Okay, so here you can see, Java class libraries will be there, and Java virtual machines are there, and the other components that are required to run a Java application you will be having. So, for example, I'll tell you how to install all these things. As of now, I'll tell you what all the content we have in Java. Okay, just go here. So whatever the file, okay, and just going here. Here you can see, JRE. So these are the files, libraries, class libraries will be there. So that is called as a JRE plus JVM. Okay. And what is next? So what is JDK? So JDK is again, it's a Java development kit. So you have to, install this in your computer, in your PC, so that you will be able to, run or develop your application in Java. For that, we need JDK. JDK is a Java development kit. It's a software development kit required to develop an application in Java. So I'll show you. So Windows E, I have stored it in program files. Here I have Java. So here you can see JDK file. So this is called as a Java development kit, and JR is nothing but which is located in your program, that it has a class libraries. Okay, and next one is, what is Java variables? So Java variables, um, so we'll just come to know what all these things. Okay, so that we'll move on to the coding. So Java variables is like a location. So if you want to store some information, example, I have some variables. Example, int a equal to 10. Okay, so for this, a is called as a Java variable, so we will store some value for that. Okay, we'll give some unique name for that. So that is called as a Java variable. And definitely this will be your interview question. So what is Java literals? So literals actually a data used for representing the fixed values. Example, we have something called a boolean, integer, floating point, character, string, literals. So and also we can find the default value for this, and we also discuss what are the data types we have. So here these are called as a data types. In the interview they will ask what are the different data types you have. So you can mention these things. These are called as a primitive data types. We have one more thing that is called as non-primitive. Okay, that is called object and function. So that will be come under non-primitives. Non-primitives is a customized one, so which is developed by the developer. Okay, so eight primitive data types. So here we have boolean, byte, short, integer, long, double, float, and character. So here, these are the basics. So I'll see the example for this, but let know what are the operators we have. Just one second. Okay, ma. So here we can see some different operators. So we already discussed in JavaScript, right? The same thing. So we know what is arithmetic, assignment, relational, logical, unary, and bitwise operator. We'll see one by one. Okay. And Java basics input and output. So how will you print some values and how will you get some values? So this is called as input and output. So in Java output, you can see some thing like this. So this is used for to print the output. Example, if I'm giving some name here, I'm giving Kamakshi between this parenthesis. Also, I will get a output as Kamakshi. So, and then what is Java input? So again, if you want to get the input from the user, so then you obviously use using a objects of scanner class. So we need to import this package. Okay, so package I'll tell you. Okay, so package it has classes. So packages it has different classes, and what is Java expression statement and block? So expressions, if you're giving some value and assigning some values for that, then it will be probably it is called as a Java expressions. Okay. So we are going to do some expressions, so then it is obviously called as Java expressions. Okay. Um, and declarations and Java blockers within this curly brace, what you're going to mention, that is called as a block. And what is Java commands? So we have two commands. So in JavaScript also we know, right? So how we'll do that? So if you are going to assign command line for the single, then you'll use this. If it is for the multiple line command, then you will use this. Okay. And what is if else statement? So how I'm going to use this? So this is a simple example they have given. So some integer number I've given, and I'm going to check whether it is greater than or equal to 0. If it is yes, this code block will be executed. If it is not, then it moves on to this. Okay, so this is how it will be. And switch case statement is see here. It executes a block of code among many alternatives. So this is my expression. So if it matches, then it will execute and it will come terminate. Or otherwise it move on to this and check this. If this one is correct, then you will get it will execute. So this is how. And for loop is very simple. uh, as previously we know how to do it in JavaScript, right? So initialization, test the condition, and if you're going to increment or decrement, just gonna happen. And for each loop, for mostly for each loop is used for array list. So you have to assign some variable name and you need to mention the array. Then it will print the values. And Java while loop, it is also you know, what is the difference between no for loop and while loop? This may be your interview question, so at the time you need to mention, like for loop you are going to give some prediction values. Example, I'm going to get the details for some 200 students, then I will go with a for loop. But if I'm not sure, so how many students are there, so I don't have any idea, then I will move on to this Java loop. Okay, what is break statement? So break statements is nothing but if I given some while loop, and if there is some if condition, so if I give some break, so what happens is it will stop at that point. It will not move on to the next thing. Okay, so this what is called as a break statement. Continuous, it will keep the value. If I want to print some 10 values, I'm just 5 alone, I'm just giving continue. What happened? That 5 alone will get skipped, so other will execute it. And what is array? So this is called a single dimensions, and we have some multiple dimension. And what is classes and objects? So a class is a blueprint for the object. Okay, before we create an object, we first need to define the class. So whatever the object you're going to create, definitely you need a class. And an object is called as an instance of a class. And what is Java method? So Java method, we have two things. One is a user defined methods and the another one is standard library. So already predefined one will be there. Okay. And what is called as a Java constructor? Yes, ma? Is Yamuna, please be on mute.
Nah, nah, target. Update that.
Okay. So Java constructor, we have some three constructors. Number of that is without any argument with the parameterized and default constructors. Okay. And what is Java string? And what is this keyword, final keyword? And hooks concept is very important. Why? Because if you are attending any interview related to Java, then there definitely this will be a question. So what is a hook concept, and explain that. So I'll tell you what all these things, and also how we are going to throw the exceptions to the user. So that's what is try and catch and recursion. So that's all. Okay, this is what we are going to see it in Java. Okay, so before starting that, I will tell you. So what I think we have skipped it till this one. What is that? Sessions, right? Sessions and collections. So we'll complete that. I'm saving it as a cookies.html. So how we are going to get the value? So that is mentioned in the cookies, and how to set the value and how to get the output. Okay. So I can see some cookies information. So first I'll tell you what it is. Okay. So first we understand what is cookie, why we are going to use this. Actually, cookies are used to. Next to an example, so it is like a store information. So if when you know when a web server when a web server has sent a web page, okay, web server to a browser, the connection is shut down and the server forgets everything about the user. Okay, so this is called as a cookie. So when a web browser, so web browser is the information what we are getting from the server, so that is called as web server, has sent a web page to the browser and the connection is set shut down and the server forgets everything about the user. So what happened? So to solve this problem, solve the problem. So this might asked in the interview question. So when a user visits a web page, okay, when the user visits a web page, his or her name can be stored in a cookie. Okay, and then so this is solved by the cookies. Okay, next time the user visits a page, the cookie remembers his or her name. So this is what happening in a cookie. Okay, so so how to how it was storing and how we can do this. So example I'm giving, username equals to, so I can give name of, okay, so this is a name I'm giving. So what happened is when a browser requests a web page from a server, cookies belonging to the page or added to the request. Okay, so when a browser requests a web page from a server, so cookies belonging to that page are added to the request. So this is how it is happening. So this way it is storing the data. So how to create a cookie in JavaScript? So to create a cookie with a JavaScript, so you can create or read or delete. Okay, you can do all these: create, read, and delete. So all the things you can do with document.cookie property. Okay, so document.cookie property, you can create and read and delete the details. Okay, so how we can create it? So you need to mention like this. So this is a properties document.cookie. So we already know what is property. So in document we have different properties, right? So I am taking one property that is called document.cookie. So here I will mention a user name equals to, like this, Jansi. So this is how I will create. So you can also add an expiry date by default. So the cookie is deleted when the browser is closed. Okay. So cookies deleted when the browser is closed. So here document dot cookies. So here I will mention the name as like this. Copy this. Okay. So here I will mention the date. So when it get expired. So expires, I'll mention some days here. So example, today is Wednesday, right? So Wednesday and some dates I'm going to mention. So 18th of January 2023. Okay. At what time? Exactly, it will be around 17:17:00 UTC. So like this, I will mention. This is how you'll be deleting the values. Okay. And you can also set. And the next one is you can also set the path parameters. So you can tell the browser what path the cookie belongs to. So that can also you can mention. So just copy this. So here I will mention it as path equals to slash off. So this is how I will mention. Okay. So how to read a cookie? So read a cookies. You need to mention like this. So first thing is I'm giving some variable equal to document to read the cookie. Okay. For this I'll do like this. So to change a cookie with JavaScript. So how I can change. So these are the important things which you need to know. Okay. Change a cookie with JavaScript. So to change that also you need to mention the same way but how you done this. Same thing, same process. We are trying to change in some different path, then you can obviously use this. And if you want to delete it completely, you can use the expires. And how we can set the cookies. As of now, we know how to read it. So I need to set the cookies. How to set the cookies string. So cookie strings is like, this will be so cookie one. So some value I'm giving. And also I can give like this cookie 2 is equal to some value. So what is a value? So this is how it will be. And for example, we can see some small example how to set a cookie and how to get a cookie and how we can check a cookie values. So that is also mentioned here. We'll see this. To set a cookie, so what I'm trying to do is I'm going to store the name of visitor, okay, who's coming to my page. I'm just going to save it, okay, in the cookie variable. So how can I do that? So function, I'm giving some variable name set cookie. So here I'm giving some names, okay. I'm giving A, B, and C. So this is my variable names. Okay. And here const D, I'm going to fetch the data. That is date, new date of. Then d dot set a time. So I'm going to set the time for this dot get time of. And also to set a time, I need the expired days, right? So how many time it gets expires. For that I need I'm going to take my third variable. So I'm going to do some calculation. So 3 into 24 to 60 into 60. So it is to find the value. Okay. So 1000. So this is how it will be. And then I'm going to check the expired time. For that, I need a predefined method. Is nothing but, so I'll assign the value for this. E. So this is for expires. And here I mention this to be E equals to plus, I'm assigning the value. Okay. So, okay. So here I'm giving something called D dot to Qt C string of. So this is how it will be. The next one is document. So how we'll get a value? See here. So the first we have mentioned, right? So to create, read, and delete. So for everything, we'll use the same thing. So document dot cookies equals to, the variable name is A, and then and the value is B, and expires is E, path. I'm going to set the path here. So this is how it will be. Yeah. So I'll explain you what it does. Actually, the parameters which are given here is, the first thing is it is a name of the cookie. I'm giving a name of the cookies. Okay, it is called as A. And the second is a value. I'm giving a value of the cookie. So it is called as B. I mentioned as a B. And the number of days until the cookies should expire. Okay, so what is the exact date? So that is called as C. Okay, so the number of days until the cookies should expires. So this is called as the C value. So what happened is, and set the cookies by adding together the cookie name, the cookie value, and the expire string. So this is how it will be, a very simple code for to setting the cookies. Okay, and now we'll understand how to get the cookies. So if you want to get the get the value from the server, so what happens? So how can I get the value? So that we should know, right? To get a cookie. So to get the cookie, so I just want to return the values for specified cookies. Okay, so first I'll mention the functions keyword, and I'm mentioning some name for this get cookies, and the variable name is A, or I'll give it as a C name, cookie name, and let's name equals to C name, and let's decoded cookie. So decoded cookie is, you're going to get the information. So how we can get it? So you need to mention one method that is called nothing but decode URI component. In this you will mention document dot cookie. So So I'm going to give one more variable name. So I'll explain you as of now. You just understand. I'm getting the cookie and I have given some values to be assigned for this name. I'm going to decode the cookie. Okay. And just say a decoded cookie dot split. So I'm going to split the values using this semicolon. Okay. And I'm going to use a for loop to get, I'm going to find the length of that cookies. To find the length, what should I do? So for loop, so I equals to 0 and I'm going to check lesser than ca dot length and I increment. So let c variable is equals to, I'm going to assign with this one. So I'm going to split how many length it's gonna be. So I'm going to split it. So ca of I, and in the while loop, let it be like c dot char at of 0 for that initial thing. So it's going to be a empty. If it is a empty, then what happens? You need to assign it for the substring. It assign it with some string of 1, and if statement is c dot index. Oh, so I hope you guys know what is caret and index. So we have already discussed about this, right? So caret is, it will get the value, that is, so which character the string is of, and indexes, index value will be given. So this is a difference. So this is how it will be. Okay, and for this if condition I will return the value. So it's c dot substring, and I'll mention the name. So I have given the name, right? So I'll find the name length. So name dot length, comma c dot length. So this is not that much important, but you have to know these things. So how it's gonna be, because interview point of view they might ask. Okay, so I'll explain you what all these. So first one is, so this cookie is a method and c name is a variable, the cookie name. Okay, so c name is nothing but is a cookie name. Okay, and then to create a variable with a text to search for. So if you want to search for something, then you need to mention like this. Okay, so this name, this cookie name is going to search for the details. For that purpose, I'm using this one. And for decoding, to handle the cookie with a special character. So if we have any special characters called dollars or something else, then it will identify that purpose we are going for this one. And to split the document, cookie, so we need something called as this one, this semicolon, right? For that purpose I have used. And to loop through the array, so if you want to get the details, then obviously we'll go with this. If you not find anything, so it will return nothing. For that I'm giving it as a C double quotes. So how we can check the cookie, so if it is correct or wrong? So I'll tell you 1 minute.